This is the last day Lolo was in court last week, which was Friday. Watch as she walks over to Fisokuhle Ntuli, shakes his hand. They probably have a conversation or two. And then, as you know, Lolo has not been in court this week, and his legal representation in his stead has been Advocate Zitulele Ngumalo. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition. I think we're going to do like a quick sum up of everything we know about Fisokuhle Ntuli thus far, and let's kind of bring it back to why exactly is he always being torturized inside Phakathi within Kgosi Mampuru. Yes, I said Kgosi Mampuru because he never left Kgosi Mampuru. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned till the end because I'm going to break it all down to you. So let's start at the very, very beginning. Who is Fisokuhle Ntuli? And as they say, what is he known for? Here goes.
Fisokuhle Ntuli was arrested in 2018 by the task team investigating political killings in the province for the murder of ANC councillor Thami Nyembe. Nyembe was shot and killed in Masundwini in Nongoma. Following his arrest, further investigations linked Ntuli to more murders.
What we also know is that this accused is one of the accused in the SENZO MEYIWA murder investigation. Is accused number 5 there, and we're also looking at him. He's a person of interest in several other cases in Gauteng. So for us, therefore, we really welcome this conviction. We are hopeful that as a result of this conviction, the sentencing that's going to be imposed on him is going to take away what we can term a ruthless killer of our streets. And also in taking him away, like I said earlier, it's also going to send a very clear message to other such potential killers.
During his appearance in court, Ntuli's lawyers brought an application to have a social worker assess and report on his personal circumstances, which the court granted. The prosecution says they are looking for a harsh sentence, as most of Ntuli's murders were premeditated. He even went after and killed witnesses.
We will argue for a heavy sentence. The majority of the murder cases, actually all of them, were planned and premeditated. That goes with sentences of imprisonment for life. So the responsibility is on him to present to court circumstances which will compel this court not to sentence him to imprisonment for life. Let's see. I don't know what will be those circumstances.
There have been more political killings in KZN, most recently that of an EFF candidate in Pietermaritzburg. The police have since launched a 72-hour plan to ensure speedy arrests. Ntuli's sentencing will resume on the 9th of December. Letsi Wemdluli is Kawini.
There's a particular clip I want to play in this moment where Uslindelo Masigane of ENCA actually interviews him, and this is part of the Netflix documentary, so I'm not sure if I'll get copyrighted or not because Netflix doesn't play games. Okay, so anyway, she interviews him and he has a conversation and says, listen, I don't know anything about the SENZO MEYIWA thing. Just let me go home. And by home he meant a Kalabusha prison. Okay, so I'll try to find that clip and see if I can add it here. If it gets copyrighted, I won't be able to add it. But basically, Fisokuhle Ntuli, accused number 5 in the SENZO MEYIWA trial, is not unknown to the law. In fact, he's very well known to the PKTT, or should I say what we now know as the PKTT, the Political Killings Task Team, where he took the life of Thami Nyembe and 4 witnesses. He took them all. Okay, so he is literally, in the words of the KZN commissioner, a ruthless killer that is now off the streets of KZN, who is presently housed inside Kgosi Mampuru. What's the significance of Kgosi Mampuru? Let's get into it.
Is that so? Is that so, Mr. So
I don't know about the
transportation. He says he's using the same transportation as
much as I
say. And number 4.
Yeah, as much as I don't know the transport
Yeah,
arrangements.
fine, I hear you.
Yes, yes.
So you prefer the order to be actuated by tomorrow?
That's my humble request.
So tonight he goes to
CMEX.
CMEX, and then tomorrow, as from tomorrow, he starts from here, and when he goes out, he goes to Leopold,
Yes, my lord, that's my plea.
so that you can do the transfer properly.
Correct, my lord.
Where's
My lord, once more, Mr. Ntuli has raised
Yes,
up
sir.
his hand.
ngiyacela ke uma kuwukuthi inkosi enkantolo ithi angiyolala laphana ibatshele ke bangangishisa wabayongishisa namhlanje uma ngabe ngiyolala
Ayongishisa?
bazongithuthara ngalento yabo ogesi bazongishisa uma ngabe ngiyolala lapha ngoba inkosi enkantolo isikhulume kanjena.
My lord, the accused person is asking the court, it is his humble request that he must not be taken back to Hoshimampuru tonight, because of if he is taken back to Hoshimampuru, they are going to torture him with that light tonight.
what time do you know?
I'm looking at 4, my lord.
And who is in charge after 4 o'clock?
After 4, I think it's going to be Miss Musalo
And then she's in charge until the following morning.
until 6 o'clock, then somebody else is in charge until.
Who are those? The lady after she knocks off is who?
It's Mr. I think it's going to be Mr. Manyala.
Manyala.
Yes, but they are locked up that time.
Yeah, I hear you.
They are already in the cells.
If there are problems there, where do you report?
They report to the member in charge, the one that is in charge.
Okay. Can you convey the message that Mr. Tuli says there's a possibility that there will be repercussions because now he's been released from
My lord, I can say there's nothing that will happen to him.
nothing.
Nothing will happen to him.
Okay. Yeah, okay, let's do that. The superintendent, what's his name? Koza, is it? Who's in charge at Maximum? Or,
In maximum Newcop,
yeah, not
Zom-
local.
Hoshimampur, boys,
Kozimampur.
is Deputy Commissioner Koza.
Koza, right?
Yes, yeah. On.
Yeah, so what must happen is Advocate Baloi, together with you and Ms. Mshololo, must write a letter to both prisons advising them about this new arrangement to say, I have said, although I don't have the authority to do what I'm doing, to tell them to do their job this way or that way, but because this problem is disrupting the sessions of this court, he must be housed at local. Okay? Mr. Baloui, can you write the letters to both heads of the prisons?
This as a copy. I suppose there'll be an order from the.
Yeah, that's it. I will sign
We
it.
can just attach the order,
Yeah.
bring
Okay.
it to the attention of the
Yeah.
those prison authorities.
You and I both didn't know that he never actually made it out of Hoshimampuru. Actually, yesterday was the real confirmation that he still comes from Hoshimampuru every morning and he never actually saw the doors of Lukop. So here's the situation. I think maybe Lolo doesn't follow up things because the last thing, I just played you the clip, the judge says he must go. And then, if you remember, Mr. Koza and his delegation came to court the next morning to challenge Judge Ratta and his ruling and tell him no. But Judge Ratta stood on his ground and he said he must go. Unfortunately, for accused number 5, there was as many series of postponements, which included Umnisiwe Mvula and being now the attorney for accused number 1. So I think he fell between the cracks and no one actually really followed that up. Guess who was supposed to follow up though? Lolo. Am I blaming her? I don't know. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. Between the two of them, they seem to be okay with it. Until yesterday, when he tells the court, well, through Unglumalo, that it's really bad, okay? It's bad at Hoshimampuru. I just asked to speak to Lolo, and they didn't want, okay? They wouldn't have it that he wanted to speak to Shalolo. So I've been pondering and pondering, what is it that he needed Shalolo for after Zungunaiza's testimony? Sorry, no, that's not Zungunaiza. Zungu Senior Babu Absalom Zungu. What is it that he needed to talk to her about? And then the prison official says, not today, not at all. But because he needed to speak to her desperately, there was an altercation. Somebody put a comment and said, how did he ask? It's all his fault. How did he ask? I need to know, how did he ask? He probably provoked them, and that's why they then put their hands on him. And I said to myself, wow. It doesn't matter how he asked. It's his right. He's currently going to court. And all he asked for, he didn't ask for ice cream. He didn't ask for Nando's. He asked to make a phone call to Shalolo. And well, they put their hands on him. And then in the morning, he refused to come to court. And they said, we can't have Judge Rata resuscitated and reminded that he never actually left Kgosi Mampuru. Guess who listens in court and didn't remember that little bit of information yesterday? Guess who? Yes, Judge Rata himself. It was like oblivious to this. And this is where I say Shalolo needed to have been in court. And this is how she failed him yesterday. Just yesterday alone. I don't know where she is. I'm not saying she's not supposed to be where she is. She does have the permission of the judge to not be in court. However, this is the impact of her not being there. Did he have legal representation? Sure. Ngumalo. Does he know the nitty-gritty details of accused number 5? No. Is he going to bet himself all out against the judge? No, he doesn't even do that for his own client. So that's my point with regards to that. But let's go back to some of the things that Fisokuhle Ntuli did inside Phakathi within Judge Rata's courtroom, most specifically to Zungunaiza, and how Advocate Baloyi wasn't having it. Here goes.
The protection of state witness Constable Sizwe Zungu has been beefed up. This follows what the state called trigger-pulling gestures made by accused number 5, Fisokuhle Ntuli, during Thursday proceedings. The gestures were made while Zungu was delivering explosive evidence, placing all 5 of the accused at a Vosloorus hostel on the day SENZO MEYIWA was killed. Newsroom Africa's Linda Mnisi reports.
Trigger-pulling gestures is what the state says were made by accused number 5, Fisokuhle Ntuli, during the explosive testimony of state witness Constable Sizwe Zungu on Thursday. It says these gestures could amount to contempt of court.
From the clip, it can be seen that there's a gesture of a pulling of a trigger, and to me, my lord, that is very serious.
He says you are just speaking.
Yes. At this stage, my lord, we just request the court to bring it to the attention of all the accused that interfering with any witnesses might amount to contempt of court in facie curiae, and that they should desist from such conduct.
Ntuli was asked to explain what he was trying to convey when he made those gestures. He told the court these were not aimed at the witness.
I know all the tricks. I can tell you, I saw those gestures when the witness who did a turnabout under cross-examination by Mr.
The other day?
Yes, I was watching. I just kept quiet.
Thank you, madam.
If you want to confirm this, you can ask the JP. I brought it to the attention of the JP. So I'm saying part. Please.
Thank you, madam.
So I want to highlight that Zungunaiza feared for his life. Because inside Phakathi within the courtroom, Fisokuhle Ntuli, a ruthless killer who is off the streets of KZN, the tiny little province. He made some trigger-pulling gestures, upset Baloyi to the most. Security was beefed up. If you look inside the courtroom, there's so much security in there for Zungunaiza. So I'm saying this so that you understand the uphill battle that Ubabu Absalom Zungu is taking. He's taking a huge risk on his own life. Not only the fact that he's going against his son, but he's actually going against the system. The system is protecting Zungunaiza at all cost. but not the source, who is, according to the statement that Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Kininde wrote, right? Ubabu Absalom Zungu. I'm going to ask you in the comment section, why? Let me know. Do I think Fisokuhle Ntuli was specifically targeted, tortured, Ugetsi yesterday just because Zungu Senior is in the building? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I haven't figured it out yet. I've seen your comments in the comment section. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. All I know is he needed to speak to Shololo. Shololo holds the answer. Unfortunately, of course, there's client confidentiality, dun, but there's something that Zungu Absalom Zungu said, and Fisokuhle Ntuli needed Shololo. Is it the girlfriend? What is it that he said? I think we'd have to revisit Ubabu Absalom Zungu's statement, what he said that entire day, his first day inside the court, to figure out what is it that caught Fisokuhle Ntuli's attention. Let's continue down memory lane.
On Thursday, Zungu testified about how he faced threats on his life by the relatives of accused number 1, Mzansi Unfiltered, and accused number 5. He also mentioned that the men are known to him, even calling some of them by their nicknames. Testifying under heavy police guard on Friday, his statement and how it was taken came under the spotlight, prompting the defense to request that he bring notes that he says are in KwaZulu-Natal.
KZN, who is there?
My
your father? Your father? Is your father there, or your mother, your sister? At KZN.
There's people abasebenza ekhaya because I moved my family due to the asset.
Zungu will now have to be driven to KwaZulu-Natal, but the court was concerned about his safety.
I fear for this gentleman's life.
Yes.
Because we've got evidence here that there was an attempt to murder him. You see, people keep on saying to kill him. The difference between killing and murdering. So, does he have sufficient protection to be driven down? Because there are people here in court.
Yes.
I don't know. They are listening. Yes. I don't know. No, but we must be realistic.
Indeed. In fact, today security has even been enhanced.
The drama of it all. Security has been enhanced with regards to a man who is behind bars. And he made trigger-pulling gestures towards a witness in the witness box who felt intimidated. Somebody put in the comment section that Ubabu Zungu is probably also intimidated inside the courtroom by the increased presence of security as well in his case. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I did notice there's actually more police officers, correctional service officers inside the courtroom during Zungu Naiza's testimony. Zungu, Ubabu Absalom Zungu. Gosh, why am I mixing up my own words? Ubabu Absalom Zungu's testimony. So that's going to be interesting to continue to watch as we continue the case. And yeah, let's continue hearing what else Baloyi has a tantrum about.
The security around him has been enhanced.
Accused number 1 and 2, Mzansi Unfiltered and Bongani Ntanzi, denied being at the Phosphorus hostel on the day Meyiwa was killed. Constable Zungu will return to court on Monday to pick up on the statement he deposed.
How dangerous really is Fisokuhle Ntuli from behind bars? Does he have reach outside the bars? Does he have reach outside the prisons? Have there been any incidences that seem to have been instructions from him? Have any of the witnesses in the SENZO MEYIWA been unalived at his instruction? We haven't heard that yet. However, are witnesses passing away? Yes. Who's getting rid of them? I'll let you be the judge of that. Let's continue listening on to some of his character, I would say character, not character assassinations, but character testimonies from his past cases.
Police say Ntuli is linked to a total of 14 murders in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. They include the killing of former Bafana Bafana goalkeeper SENZO MEYIWA. Police say political killings have decreased since the establishment of this task team into political matters.
I think you all will recall the level of political violence during that time, the number of people that were being killed in the province. I think there was never a week that went past where there wasn't at least 2 or 3 killings in a week in KwaZulu-Natal. But since the establishment of this team, they didn't only secure the arrests of over 280 suspects in connection with those killings around 2018 and before, but also post. But what is very important is the work done by the KwaZulu-Natal political task team has also helped significantly reduce the number of attacks and killings as far as political violence is concerned in the province.
Ntuli will be back in court on the 9th of December.
And now, in present day, we know so much more about the PKTT and why Mkhwanazi mentioned him inside the Madlanga Commission as well as the ad hoc committee. Fisokuhle Ntuli is the poster child for these political killings in Tontoni, with the case that he had and the fact that he went out on bail and then continued to take out additional witnesses in his case. But fortunately, they had the evidence that they needed and they were still able to get a conviction on him. Now, why is he being pinned in the SENZO MEYIWA trial? Does he deserve the treatment that he's receiving on a nightly basis at night at Kgosi Mampuru? Does he deserve that Kgosi Mampuru did not honor the judge's ruling? As well, what exactly is the end goal? Why is accused number 5 allegedly being tied down with Ukeli Khumalo? Is it because he's already a convicted felon? Therefore, okay, they can do as they please with him? Just so many questions around Fisokuhle Ntuli. By the way, I'm not saying he's justified for any of the lives that he took. We're just highlighting the key points that lead us to where we are today and what significant role he has with the system that they are continuously on his case. Let's listen to this as well.
This is 35-year-old Fisokuhle Ntuli from KwaNongoma in northern KwaZulu-Natal. He has been convicted of 6 murders, including that of KwaNongoma ANC Ward Councillor Tami Nyembe in 2016. The killings took place between 2015 and 2017. First, it was Nyembe, followed by 4 potential witnesses to his murder. Among the 4 were 3 siblings. The 6th murder has not been linked to politics. Ntuli has also been convicted of attempted murders and the illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. He was arrested in 2018 and was due to be sentenced at Esikhaleni Regional Court today. But the matter was postponed after Ntuli demanded a probation officer's report. The state says this has been one of the toughest cases due to the killing of multiple potential witnesses.
If you've been following the case, some of the people who were killed in this matter were